First of all, I just want to say thank you, God. I'm just thankful though that I don't live the life of this trash that try to make people internalize the things they do to them. This is and I've been more understanding of the tactics of how they do it because listen, for me, I already knew what they were trying to do, but I didn't know how to verbalize what they do. First of all, I'm a target individual. I'm a TI. I'm not. It's not unique to me. This is all around the world. Um, I've been involved in the awareness of TI since 2020, especially being involved in the TI Day 2020 video. That was an amazing experience to be with others in one video that shows that this is happening to men, women, and children, and people with different background were describing a lot of the things I was going through, or at least bringing awareness and giving us a little bit of an example of what was happening to them. So I've been validated. I know what this is about. They want to paint these things in ways that I'm not letting happen. Unfortunately, some target individuals do get lost in that. As target individual, please don't get lost. First of all, don't get lost in how they try to distort what's happening, try to disorient you from seeing what this is about, and do not internalize these things they do to you. What I mean by that, as a target individual, what you end up being is like a test subject. I know this is crazy, but this is not new. These governmental entities are developing technology that can alter the brain and the body. They're just utilizing us as these test subjects where they do these things to our body and our mind. Then they have an ecosystem of people. These people around you, wherever you go, that's why this is extremely advanced. You can make the target individual believe this different thing. All these people around you, their job is to make you believe that these things that's happening to you are not something they're altering to you for you to have, but it's just this observe. At least for me, that's what they're doing. And I'm sure the target individual they have probably deal with the same. They have people around them try to push them into insanity. For me, they are so desperately trying to make me subscribe. It's almost a desperate attempt to make me think that I'm not being manipulated, and that is their job. Their purpose is ecosystem is to make you internalizing, make you accept as if you're not being manipulated. So I have the ecosystem around me. For me, a lot of childlike individuals are participant because of my location, I guess. And the truth is, the participant can come in all shape and form. So after I'm being manipulated in this degrading ways, like, oh, they're gonna rape you, they're gonna do this and do that and this and that. Oh, they rape people like you. They ask people like you. Oh, you're not. And I don't think when they do that, they realize how obvious what they're trying to do is super obvious, and they become more fanatical about it. And for me, the childlike individuals, meaning either they're children or they're childlike minded, or at least that's what they sound like, are just like being theatrical tools. Like, no, we're gonna kill you. No, and then they make you have this experience like, oh, little girls and this and that, and they're gonna rape people like you. They rape people like you, right? You understand what she's doing? It's a she, but they become all gender. The participant don't have like they try to be specific at times to create a painting the story, but they can be anybody, regardless of like gender, race, or whatnot. But what they try to do is like after making you experience that's like they rape people like you. What do you think they try to do? They clearly try to make you feel guilty for what they're doing to you, right? That's when you're supposed to be like, oh no, no. It's like, yeah, I'm supposed to be like, oh my gosh, you're just observing and you're just telling me after this observing of what I just experienced because you're just reading my mind and you're not manipulating my brain. Like, that's what they're supposed to do. And it's super obvious. They do that all the time. Even now, I'm still feeling the residue in not even the residue. They're just playing with my private parts. The technology clearly alter the brain in different ways. They can make you to have sexual experiences, sexual stimulation, arousals. It's not unique to me. It's something they've done to others. It's consistently being testified in that fashion. That's target individuals have talked about libido manipulation of all sorts, degrading ones. They play with your libido in degrading ways to break you down. And in that specific too. Now with me, once they make me have this experience, they're like, yeah, they kill, they rape people like you, they do this to people like you. Because apparently, by her saying that, by him saying that, I don't think they're doing the manipulation they've done to others in that nature of manipulating the libido. They want you to start thinking in this infantile way. First of all, you know yourself. You know what will make you have sexual arousal. So for them to make you have this sexual arousal, they expect you to be like, oh my gosh, I'm just... It's... Second of all, you are validated that they do that to others. For me right now, they try to even like make me like forget that I didn't have this sexual arousals of this nature before August 19, 2019. So now it's been 6 years now. So you know, my brain is being damaged to the point where I almost forget who I was. They want me to just internalize this thing. I'll always be detached from this thing that they do to me. I will always accept it for what it is. I'm just a puppet. They want me to have sexual arousal. They do like just like that. Boom. They can make me have sexual arousals with a blur, not that you see nothing, like a blur anytime. Which that's what they love, the control of the human mind and the brain. But the thing they try to also do is then try to make you internalize this manipulation. And by doing that, they try to like, yeah, you're gonna be castrated. It's like whatever torture I'm gonna go through, it will never make me internalize this. That part is failed. That is the one thing I know you're never gonna be able to do. You will never find me believe that I'm not being manipulated. When we see each other, you will know that you're dealing with somebody who did not internalize the manipulation we're making him having. I guarantee you. You can play the theatrics, you can play your games, you can do all of that. I know you can play with my brain to have sexual arousal whenever you want. The goal here is like you make me have the sexual arousal to degrade me and then act like you're protecting children. We get it. And then you're like, yeah, nah, huh? It's like, okay. You know, I know what these people love this. Everybody participating in that know exactly the capability of the technology and what it can do to the brain, how they can alter the brain, and they know and they have fun with this. The rest is just try to paint this as something else. Like, yeah, we're doing that because we're avenging. We're doing this for Courtney, for Brittany. When it's like, shut up. You think I'm the only one being tortured like that? I know what you do to women. That's why I was on TID, because this is happening to men, women, and children all around the world. The participant can come in all shape or form. They have a little trashy teenage shit being groomed in this program, normalizing this evilness, thinking they can make somebody 20 years older than them subscribe to things that they stupidity, some little shit they don't even know who they are. Try to make you identify with this manipulation. That do I look like somebody like you who don't even know who you are? Tell me who I am. Don't have a even concept of reality. You see me around people 3 times older than you, being strong enough to know who I am. You think a little clown like you is gonna make me identify with this? Now it's disturbing, and I've accepted my brain. I can't combat the manipulation. They don't have the. If there's technology that can stop the way they can just take over your brain via this electromagnetic technology that this DoD has been working for decades and decades, I don't have the ability or the resources to get that. So I just have to endure with this nasty manipulation. But one thing is for sure, I'm not going to allow these clowns to just look like I think they're just observing this. Oh yeah, so you can just observe. At this point, you can now just manipulate the brain, right? Trash. Doing all the, but on top of this technology altering your brain, they use textbook brainwashing tactics. They continuously try to disorient you, continuously try to make you stop thinking in a critical way, continuously try to diminish you, minimize you, try to break you, so you can start being doubtful. Never. Oh, I will never allow this clown to even think that I have a doubt. Never. I will never let that happen. Now they know that this guy is not going to be the guy who will be subscribing to this. I was looking at my last video, my first video I ever made. It was July 2020. That was my first video where I was nervous. I wasn't nervous, but I didn't express myself. I was a little bit more timid in my ways of speaking, and I already could describe what they were doing. I went out last night. It's funny how like this. It's just these people have this ability to just like reconstitute reality in such a weird way. Everybody, wherever I go, is like, we're seeing you. Oh, we're seeing what you just said. Everybody around is like, yeah, I know. If you go to that video in 2020, I describe what you're doing. Once they make you have this manipulation, they use this noise campaign. At least now they minimize the noise campaign because I think it's like, yeah, we're doing the same thing. But they do this noise campaign and like they just capture you saying something. As I say, use the word capture. That's the word they're forcing me to think because they say that. But it's truly the right word, capturing. They caught this experience. You just saw that. Huh? Making noise campaign. You see how they try to make you internalize this? They're the one making you this experience that, but they're like, oh my gosh, we just saw that. Oh my gosh, and you're supposed to be like, oh my gosh, what's happening to me? What? No. And everybody's like, yeah, we saw that. It's like, okay, you saw that. That's what's happening. You're just looking at it. Okay. Nobody, you can just look, but nothing can be changed here. Huh? Nobody. You're not there yet. Maybe in the future. In the future, that's when you can manipulate. Today, you can't do that. That's how they want you to start like thinking. Actually, in the future, maybe we'll be able to manipulate, but today, never. You just see this. Fucking clowns. Stay strong. Listen, I'm not I'll never here play the genius. I'm good at certain things. I'm bad at certain things. But it doesn't take a genius here to see what they're doing, and it's very systematic. They do that all the time, and it's super obvious. Now, one thing I have a strength for is my self-esteem. At this point, is strong. I don't have like my ego. I don't need to show that I'm the best or this or that. That's not even that. But the way I love myself, I have a strong of that. I don't love myself because I think I'm the best or this. I just love who I am. I don't care who is out there trying to make me subscribe. Who are you? You're going to in talking video, you gotta be strong. Yesterday I went on the date with this. With me, I know that I know my weakness. I know what can, and I gotta be honest. It's just I know what makes me where I can, my weakness, my real weakness. I still go on dates with women who participate in this, because if this is happening, might as well just. I like women's company, and even though I know this woman is a perp, I still go on date with them. And it's she's like many. I've gone on dates with a lot of those perps who are women, and they tell me they're setting me up with this teenage kid. You've seen my videos in many ways, and they tell me how like you're being framed and this and that, and everybody's like exciting these kids like you're heroes. And I went on a place, and this black guy was saying, he told her this black guy was like, hey, set him up, right? And the thing is, what he's saying by set him up is like he's encouraging this child participant to go on with the framing. Which at least the thing is, the children this teenage trash that will be framing me, they want to method act. They want to be in the character. So they really are in their mind trying to, okay, we want to really be in that character properly, And so they want me to, so when they're in the hallways and everything, like, yeah, he say I'm beautiful. You know, like they really want to play this character, even though it's frame, even though it's set up, this is not real. They are creating this thing that's not true. To be in that character, like method acting, like an actor who's about to play a character, immerse themselves in the character, whatever that character is, before the movie is starting. They do the same thing. They're putting themselves in that character mode, method acts. So when they perform, they've immersed themselves in that fantasy, this false reality, and it feels like they can make it, like the performance is gonna be better. But these little clowns forget that. I'm not gonna let that thing happen if you try to do this method acting in front of me, because you want to prep yourself for the day of the performance, and you think I'm gonna let that happen in front of me. Something's gonna shift. So I recommend that when you go do these things, do that way. Save that performance when it's time to perform. But if you want to method act, if you want to train yourself to be in this character, and you want to do that in front of me, there's going to be a problem. Now, I was on a date, and everybody was like, yeah, yes, set him up, this and that. Even, anyways, before I get to that point, so I'm on a date with this woman who's a perp. She's about a year older, a little, actually not a year, a few months older than me, because but she kept trying to be like, yeah, I am old, I'm old. I'm old. She was trying to like create, and I see what she was trying to do, because they're setting me up. They're creating this method acting. She wants to be like, oh, you see, usually you like the younger people, younger, and she doesn't just mean like younger as in an adult that's just younger than me. She's talking about teenage kids. At least that's what she wants to refer to. She's trying to like say that, and I'm capturing it. I'm seeing it. I'm like, I know where you're going with that. And I was like, actually, I date women way older than you, because I have dated people 20 years older than me, a few years older than me. Like that's. And she's like, oh, okay. And she was trying to like go back again to the storyline. At one point, I was trying to tell her, I like the place I live in, but what I don't like is just these teenagers around. They're just annoying. And she was trying to like make it sound like, I could see her just trying to like change the conversation to something else. Like, because what I was trying to say is like, I know what you tell me if I like this place, but I know what you have set up here. And this teenage trash around here, this is what they test. Then she tried to be like, no, but when you talk to them, you gotta talk to them. Like, I'm not talking to this trash. I'm just saying I can hear them in the hallway. They're annoying. I never interacted with this low life. My interaction, if any comes up, it's not gonna be good. It's gonna be like, shut up. She was trying to like recreate, like, because they're framing me. So she's trying to like change it into like some kind of like, I'm like, nope. I know what you're going with and what you're trying to say here. Just do this thing without even playing down. Like I gotta say, just do this thing without trying to method act. I get it. You're gonna have children play some kind of victims. The mistake, not even a mistake, what's gonna happen is these childlike people are gonna try to really method act. So they can be good at the performance. And they can't come near me to prep the character that they need to perform as. And I'm going to react however it goes. So I'll recommend just do that in front of a mirror. Have a group of just practicing together, but don't do that in front of me. Now, in regard to the and me, I just like to put that in the faces of these perps. I know in this program the law enforcement is involved. It's clear. I've heard so many testimonials. It's almost like I have like a video of a woman called Ella where you see the NYPD just entering her apartment. Like it's clear, law enforcement is involved, the hospital involved, like all of that, doctors are involved. Others have said this. It's nothing special that I'm surprised about. Um, but I always put that in their faces. I know me talking, making this video makes it worse for me. It's like provoking them. It provokes them because they want to do this thing as if they lose their reality. I think it's called cognitive dissonance because when you put that mirror in their faces of what they really are, like doing this nastiness instead of try to normalize what they're doing, this foulness, and thinking people should be subscriptive and let that happen. No, I know about me talking is making worse for me. It's gonna be more sufferance. But what's the point? I got some result from the doctor, and it looks like some things I look off. There's something that could indicate a stage of starvation. Listen, the funny part about this is how I'm being told, like, yeah, you're gonna be humbled, you're gonna be doing that, and this is gonna be, gonna lose all your money, and this and that. I'm like, I'm working. Maybe I'm not getting paid the most, but I can afford all kind of food. I can eat as much as I need to. Why do you think I'm starving? You understand? What was you gonna humble me from starving to starving more? Some of the, I don't know, like it looks like, but, and I took the test at 2 p.m. Now, obviously, I can eat, and I've been minimizing my intake of food. Because every time I eat, I feel my gut, something's not right there. Something is just not digesting properly. Something is just really off. So I eat in this limited fashion. I don't have 3 meals a day. I don't even think I have a full 2. Maybe 1, maybe a quarter. I don't eat. I snack. I don't eat. So when I hear these people trying to like tell me you're gonna be this, tortures are gonna happen, this and that's, like, look at what's happening. It's already over. You think I'm gonna waste my last capable life being able to speak and to just let you live your fantasy? No. It's my duty. That's my last thing to do. I just want to make sure I take you to my brain. Just try to do to play with my brain in certain ways. But there's a lot of just deluded ways of trying to force people to think. It's funny because right now it is a mental battle, and this is what they do. And I hope you hear the noise campaign of dog barking, all that. This is the clowns over there. Now, the couple's like, yeah, you'll see when you talk. You'll see what's going. You're gonna shut up. It's like, it's okay. That's why I gotta talk now before I shut up. That's why I gotta crank up the talking, because I'll be shut up. I won't be talking soon. So let me talk as much before. Let that go in the air. And I will never subscribe to that. Now, I'm going. So today, right now, is actually, they just did this disgusting stimulation manipulation. They do these things where they do make. When I look at children, the little babies, all the children actually, they give me this nasty stimulation. That's when they want me to internalize this as if like they just observe that. Oh my gosh, we know you. Everybody's watching. For you to identify this manipulation, they do this disturbing. Right now, like I can describe in real time. Right now, I'm feeling almost like testicle pain. They play with the libido so degradingly. So degrading. Your libido is just used as a weapon. Almost to the point where you just almost want to turn off the libido completely, to never be able to have a libido, because these people manipulate to break you down. It's like they use that as a psychological breakdown tactic. 2 seconds ago, there was a little child being held. They have these ways of wanting me to accept these things. When they do that toward little girls, they want me to think, no, I just mapped it to you as a child. And because in the picture of my dating app profile, there's one of me holding a boy. So they try. It's harder for them to make me subscribe to like this thing with the manipulation toward little boys, because like what happened there? It's not even harder. They do it to me, but they want me to be like accepting of this, like they're just doing some like mapping and mining. And that picture kind of makes no sense of what happened in the mapping and mining, right? So, but little girls are like, oh, little girl, it's you when you're a kid who mapped it, because I don't have a picture of me holding a, you know, or I didn't have any. I was dating somebody who had a nephew that we were babysitting, that were almost in our life. It's part of the family for 3 years, right? So that changes, like, so that they can't really just hijack that. So with little girls, there's none of that. So they can, it's just like a canvas they can really paint even more. And they're doing that. They're just even making me imagine a little girl and give me stimulation, memories, manipulations, all that. And just the canvas they can paint the way they want it. Give me the stimulation that they say that I experienced when I was a child. So there's this picture with it looks like a little boy with like a little with hair or long hair, right? But I don't know, right? But it doesn't matter. And they're like, no, it's a little girl. It's like, whatever it is. It looks like a little boy, but whatever it is. Whatever what that baby is, this manipulation is you playing my brain and giving me the stimulation. This memory manipulation, it made me imagine little black girls giving me the stimulation that they say they mapped when they make me experience when then they make me that I experienced when I was a child. You trash. That's the way they try to make you identify with this manipulation. And I'm like, I will never subscribe to this. And like, yeah. Now this is where this manipulation of thoughts become strongly utilized. You no longer have your own ways of thinking. They control your thought process. They start making you think, like the way you rationalize things are just, the technology is so sophisticated that is being altered. You are no longer able to think like you would think. You think the way they want you to think. This guy was talking about this African guy. This is something about politics in certain country, and he's like, oh, you know, people from our country have been so like brainwashed because, you know, they no longer talk about their ancestors, and they think that when you talk about your ancestor, you talk about some kind of satanic, you know, it's like black magic type of things, but you're talking about the ancestor of this Bible thing, like Abraham and this and that, and you know, and you claim, you call these people Saint Nicholas, Saint Patrick, Saint, you know, this saints that they create, and they're like, those people are like pedophiles, like these little pedophiles over there in the Vatican calling themselves saints. And so this trash, because I told him, like, you're going to turn me into a saint in the sense that I'm becoming a prophet. I was like, oh yeah, you're going to be like the saint like them, man. Saints is like, yeah, I was like, oh, first of all, it's funny that you talk about the Vatican, because they're not the entity where there's a lot of pedophilia. You guessed it. The DOD and this intelligence community have big issue with pedophilia. So if you're talking about that kind of sense, you're gods, because they call themselves gods, right? These perps that I deal with perps who are obviously the low level. Their job is to break me down, right? They're like the foot soldier, if there's some kind of like comparison. They're nothings. They're the bottom feeders. Their job is to break you down psychologically. I don't deal with who really architects these things. This thing is a machine that is so massive that you just need, anybody can participate. It's such a advanced level of a program that a little retard can do these things. Matter of fact, I think they prefer more childlike individuals. People who just kind of have less, you know, like embarrassment. So it's like, yeah, you're sent to see, gonna be like, yes, like the little pedophiles there. It's like, we know, you know, the Vatican. Okay, have you heard of the DOD? Of the intelligence committee? These people are so certified in pedophilia that bills were created to try to limit the amount of child porn that's being downloaded and shared using the DoD computers. Try to come up with a bill to give more money to an entity like the DoD. Trillions, one of the most resource entity in the world by far, to help them stop using DoD computers to download child porn. Like, you need like how much billions for that? You know how easy. That's how pedophilia they are. And I'm like, oh, we know your saints. Actually, we know your gods. Bunch of nasty trash who do this pedophilia type of torture and then try to make society, and they utilize these losers who are going to play rape victims. You know those people, they protect children so much. Nasty trash. I'll never let them live their fantasy. And it's funny, they were like, yeah, you're a saint. They would tell me you were sent before a while ago. I was like, oh, okay, it's because, this guy was going to say something about saints and this, and then call the people they call it saints, this are like pedophiles because they were like, these people, this in the Vatican, this Catholic Vatican priest or whatever they are, and you know what they do. They try to be like, and there's other mental battles that happen that's so stupid in my brain. It's not even worth. It's purely another stupidity, because your brain is truly being recreated in different fashion, forcing you to think in certain ways and utilizing people. And the thing that is borderline, not even on the edge between, the word borderline made me say this, on the edge between retardation, comicalness, and horror. It's how they make themselves sound serious. Like, I'm supposed to take this stupidity in such a, internalize it. The behavior of the people who want you to rationalize things like that, they maintain the seriousness. It's like, yeah. And then every time they see I don't respect them, it's like, you brutalize them, let's go. But before you brutalize me, you failed. I never internalized this. I knew you guys were manipulating me. To my last breath, you will know that. These things went into black girls, with mad black girls, shut up. You